Heart Center Tarot. As always, my name is Marina, and I will be your guide for the portion of the journey. And welcome to Sisters of the Mystical Tarot. Yay! Yeah. And I have with me.
There's like a flight attendant. You should have your hat on.
Oh, I should. I should. Well, maybe. So I have Aley from Heart and Soul Connected.
Hello.
I have Sharon from Strawberry Rhubarb Tarot. I have Val from Dragonfly Crystals and Next Level Channeling. And you'll notice we are short one sister today. And that is, yeah. Sherry is actually God Lover. She is actually doing another show.
God a lover? Is that what you said?
Yeah. No.
You gotta love her.
Yeah. You gotta love her.
No, with her lover. No.
Yeah, no, because you know what? Yeah,
nice. That would be nice.
Sharon is Sherry is always here. She's always helpful. She's, just whatever you need doing. And then, yes, she's been invited to a particular show several times. It just that it happens that that show is on the same time we are. So she kept saying no until she finally said, okay, I think I could miss a show. I thought, of course. So yeah, she's off doing something else, and I'm sure she's having a fantastical time.
Yeah.
So for those of you that have joined us, I will ask that you please like, share, subscribe. The description and the links to all of our channels are down in the description of the video. So when you're done, go over to Aley's, go over to Sharon's, wherever you happen to be, go to the other channels and do the like, share, and subscribe. It really helps in terms of getting our message out to more and more people who are looking. They're looking for us. They just don't know where we are. So you're
absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
That's right. Yeah. Yep. So anyway, please do that. If you're interested in booking a reading with any one of us, again, go down in the description, go to that person's page, send them an email. We'll be more than glad to, to hook you up with the reading and all that kind of good stuff. Mm-hmm. And for if you're interested in becoming a member, again, go to the person's main page. There's generally a join button. Click on it. It'll tell you everything that's involved, and then you can pick a level that resonates with you.
Absolutely.
And take it from there. So,
Marina, you're such a good marketing person. You really are.
Thank you.
Oh, you're
thank you. Years of sales paying off.
Would you like fries?
Yeah, would you like my old bosses would be proud. Okay, so
Val, I just have to show you I've got this beautiful
pretty
necklace.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
very nice. The dragonflies.
Yeah.
Oh, that's I've got a tattoo. Sorry, I interrupted you.
It's beautiful.
Okay. So I will, for those of you that are here, and there's quite a few of you that are already here, and the four of us can see everybody's chat. Depending on whose particular room you're in, you're only able to see the chat that goes on in that room. So if we start talking about something and you have no idea what we're talking about, it's probably something from another chat, and we're addressing it and so on and so forth. There, just so you know. But I will very quickly, I wanted to say hello to Book Bewitched. Hello, Book. Froxy Roxy is here with us. Bora Bora. Janet is here. Karen Doyle. We have got Barbara Nesper. Hello, Barbara. Moira D. Mimi Me. I like that. I don't know how many times I read that as Mini Me, but no, it's Mimi Me. Hey, Mimi Me. It's cute. Ginny F. It is totally cute.
Yeah.
Witchy Gardens, Randy, Lori R, Silent Victory, Wayne Rich, hello, Rossi, Carolyn Booker, hey, Carolyn,
Hey,
artist
Peter.
Linda H, Amanda Carroll, look at you guys, Sharon Say, Nancy Vasquez,
Wayne Rich.
Wayne Rich, yes, Oil Painter, hello, darling, Marjorie McConnell, Laura Hammond Davis,
Hi, Randy.
Nan McKenzie,
Yeah.
Janet P, Randy. I hope that I am getting everyone.
Oh, you're doing well. Yeah.
Hey, listen, I'm scrolling
You're
down
just
real fast. Yeah.
Scrolling fast. Yep.
Flora is here. Mousy
Oh,
is
hi,
here.
Flora.
Hello, Mousy.
Yeah. Look at that.
Here we go.
Mhm.
Wow. Thank you, all of you, for
Yeah.
spending part of your evening with us. And so, what I thought that we would talk about today, and this is something that later I'll explain to you how I came about with this, is there is a lot of energy that is shifting and changing out there, and we are all feeling the effects of it. And we are more and more people are coming up with questions about the spirituality, about energy, about all kinds of esoteric things that up until now maybe they wouldn't have. So I thought we would take a look at have you seen changes recently in your own personal life that point to the fact that yes, that the ascension, the age of Aquarius, it is starting. And how are we holding space for other people who are going to be joining us in that? So
Awesome.
Aley, I'll start with you.
Okay. I was saying to the girls, and I've said it before, Dolores Cannon, who was really a wonderful woman who began the QHHT program and has written lots of books, even though she's recently, in a few years, deceased, her daughter is still running it. She talks about the 3 waves of volunteers. And, we have to have people to get it's like putting up a concert. You have to get the people to put up all the foundation of what it's doing. And so there's a lot of us who have been on here for probably 3 to 4, maybe 2 to 4 years. And we everything is a slow, methodical movement. But now, and then we've seen sort of this group of people that have come in maybe 2 years, 1 year ago. And a lot of those people are also now having channels. It's wonderful. Or they may not have a channel, but like Diana Bowles is doing all this work, even though she doesn't particularly have a channel. And so we're now seeing that there are younger people coming in and more people with questions and ideas. And it's wonderful to see. It's like the next group of volunteers and we need all of us. We need every single one of us, and we need to stay on top of our game. We also need to know that we can be airheaded at certain points because we've all been through it. And I thought today I had a 2:30 show. I was all sitting there waiting, and it's not Thursday. So, you feel like it's you as at old age, and that's possible. But I really do think it's the energies that we're dealing with. And we have to be kind to ourselves and realize, that we're dealing with a lot of chaos and solar storms at the same time, and the different wars and all that stuff. So, we're so happy to have everybody here today because we build on each other, and everybody in the chat is just as important as anybody on a show. You're actually more important. Who would we be talking to? But you have information that you can share too. And gosh, we love you. So that's my 2 cents today. All right.
Exactly. Perfect. And Val, you want to unmute?
Saying absolutely. I was agreeing with Aley. Are we talking about the question of new people coming in? And so in my perspective, there's a lot of people coming in that don't know the spiritual principles as such,
Yes.
but they have a tapped in knowledge beyond what someone would actually just know walking on the street. They really are connected already to their guides and angels. And some people are getting so much information, I'm astounded. So, and then of course there are those who are just starting out and aren't connected in a conscious way yet. But for me, I always look at those people as my friends, and they're my, just compatriots. They're my equals in everything, because there's a lot of things that I'm learning from them. And if they ask and I can contribute in any way I can, and vice versa, I am open to their wisdom, and I share what I can. So I am definitely not putting any kind of label on anyone, because I'm going to be surprised, because somebody has enormous tapped in wisdom, and I'm going, whoa. Just the other night that happened. So it's a beautiful thing, and Aley's absolutely right. There are those of us who came first and created a foundation. Like Aley mentioned, how long she's been on YouTube creating that spiritual community. And those who came later, even me, I've only been on a year and a half, but I got to join in that because it was already created by all of you. And so I'm in your wave, but I just came on the ship, the late on the end. But at the end of the day, we all have our jobs to do, and we feel it. Like, who are the teachers? Who are the, way showers, we'll call them. Yeah. So, the first wave, way showers. Yeah. Perfect. So that's what I say.
Oh my goodness gracious. Witchy Gardens. She says, Marina, back in August, September, you and Val read my cards after I miscarried, and I was told I will get pregnant again. Well, I am pregnant again, due in September. Yes! Yes!
It's not us that told you. Your spirit guides came in and said they wanted you to know this, so that you didn't worry, so that you weren't full of angst and all of that stuff. So thank your guides. Thank them for all of their support for you. And I love that you shared that, Witchy Gardens. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
And your guides are with you all the time. You ask them and they'll talk with you. So they shared that. Yeah, that was beautiful.
Wonderful. Thank you. Okay, sorry. Sharon. I was just going to say, and Sharon, when I saw that and thought, that is, what? We need to find ways to celebrate good moments.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That is just so wonderful. I can hardly wait to be a grandmother.
Yeah, it's never going to happen for me, but go ahead.
Aw. Well,
never, because
in our communities, small community, we're about 11,000 on Salt Spring Island. We have a community. It's called Salt Spring Exchange, and it's like a I don't know, Craigslist or that kind of thing, but it's much more sophisticated than that. And I've seen ads where people have moved here, sometimes from other countries, or far away from their parents, and so they're looking for a step-in grandparent. I've seen several ads like that. So who knows? If you really want to have some little people around or visit little people, just manifest that. It doesn't have to be your own blood.
This is true.
I remember we had a couple of pairs of honorary grandparents when we were growing up. So it's just lovely. I've really noticed a change, a shift, that's for sure. We were saying backstage that a lot of us are having trouble sleeping. I am. I've woke up several times where, and I know I'm awake, but what I'm seeing, I'm surrounded by all these geometric shapes and almost like wheels of cogs and stuff like that. And wow, I can. What is that?
The downloads, they're light language of a sort.
Oh.
They're codes of information, and they come down when you're sleeping.
Yeah.
And
Well,
sometimes you
all
see
this.
it with your eyes closed, and sometimes you're getting up and you're waking, and you even have your eyes open and you see it. So
yeah, that's happened to me several times. Oh, so I know he's getting downloads, but to see that, that's exciting. Thank you, Al.
I see pages of them, just symbols, all kinds of information.
Yeah.
And that's
some people are saying they're getting math like ones and twos and things like that as well.
Binary codes.
Binary.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
The other thing I've noticed in the shift is I've got some very negative people around me. I live on this 33 acres. It used to be my husband's and mine's property, but we divorced 20 years ago, but I'm renting a cabin on the property, and there's two other tenants on the property, and they're quite negative women, very negative. But I've noticed a shift. For example, Aley, when you and I were suffering with frozen water pipes, that kind of thing, I got a message, and this woman said, "Oh, Natalie, up at the main house, the water pipes are frozen," which actually shocked me because that usually doesn't happen to the main house. But anyways, do you have any advice for what we should do? And so I paused, and I thought I took a good 5 minutes to reply, and I thought, what do they think I'm going to be able to tell them to do? Like, come on. So I think it was just maybe a chance to complain. Also, they know that the water pipes can freeze. My husband, who's the landlord, he gives them much reduced rate monthly throughout the year because this is
what happened. Yeah.
And then they complain and everything when it happens. So anyways, about 5 minutes later, I replied and I said, well, the advice I can give you is patience. Patience. They will come back eventually. And I said, I have a roof over my head. I have this roaring fire that's keeping me warm. I have lots of food in the pantry. A new snowstorm was coming in, but regardless of that, I've got lots of food in big cupboards pantry. And there's a water company on the property, so there's big jugs of water you can get. And I said, and we have access to unlimited water, mind you, we have to haul it, chop wood, we need to chop wood, carry water. So anyways, I just said that. I said, got a roof over our head, we're warm, we've got food, we've got access to water. I said, I'm feeling very content myself. And it changed her. Next text, it flipped her. And she started to say, yeah, I've been watching my hummingbirds. Like she would take her hummingbird in, and then out during the day, and she's watching the hummingbirds. And so she started to say about how beautiful it was to live here in the nature. And, it's just a really beautiful place. Completely flipped her, which really.
Sharon, you brought all that knowledge to her, that awareness.
Gratitude.
Yeah.
Gratitude.
Yeah. I know. I live this little rustic cabin. I freaking love it. Yeah. Like it's not luxury. I just love it. And it's my mother's cabin. And I love that.
Oh.
Yeah. And so I'm so grateful. Like when I think I've told you this before. I would ride to work, to school, and I have this beautiful scenic drive. I go by this beautiful lake, and every time I hit the lake, I go, oh, I am so blessed. Who has a commute like this? Then I had, there's another tenant. She just had surgery. Now she lives in a trailer, and you know, the heater wasn't working, wasn't enough to keep up with all this. So I said, and she's just getting over surgery. I said, come stay with me. So she was with me for 5 days. So she's extremely negative. And I just turned around and just, you know, just said, again, you're here with me. You've got company. You're warm. We have lots of food.
Yep.
I hold the water. You don't have to do anything. And the same thing. And also, she said something else negative, and I just gently turned it around. And I said, you know, things are not going to move for you until you get rid of that negative cloud around your head. And I said it very lovingly. And I said, you know, it's called stinking thinking. And I said, if you keep doing that, you're setting yourself back, because she's coming into millions of dollars. She was swindled from her.
Ooh.
And finally, after about 10 years going to, you know, court, you know, lawyers and all that kind of stuff, it looks like it's coming. And she's really, you know, chomping at the bit, and she doesn't believe, you know, they're going to screw me. Everybody's out to screw her, but this is what she says. And so I know, I just kept saying, and why me? Why me? And I just kept,
because you're a billboard for it.
You get to be right.
She's got, yeah, exactly. Oh,
it's on my head.
Oh,
I was thinking she's got that pig pen cloud from Charlie Brown.
Exactly. Oh, she's amazing. But you know what? We end up having the most wonderful 5 days together.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. And that's what I feel like my work is to take these people.
And it is, Sharon, you're right. You just took advantage of the situation to bring in all that joy.
I did it lovingly. I didn't attack.
I know. Yeah.
That's Yeah, exactly.
And I said, every time you go back into the stinking thinking, you're setting yourself back. So you're putting obstacles in your way.
Yeah, exactly. This is interesting. Yeah, Linda Bishop says, I told an 86-year-old friend yesterday to pray for what you need, not what you want.
Exactly.
Christian couldn't understand why. Yeah, it's
one is an ego concept, and what is what you need to survive or live. So, that's
exactly. And if you examine what it is, never mind what you want, what do you really need to get from day to day?
Right.
And if you have those things and you're grateful for those things, there will be more things that you can be grateful for that might fall into some of that want section, right? And book says, it's hard to remember when dealing with the constantly furious that there are only two base emotions, fear and love.
That's right. Book, you got it absolutely right. There isn't even fear and hate. I mean, love and hate. There's love and fear, because if if you don't feel that love energy, you're in the fear energy.
You're in the fear mode. Yeah.
That's all there is.
Absolutely. I was just on with Trudy Hsu earlier this weekend. We were talking about Taoism. Yeah. And the best thing you can do is go get a copy of the Tao Te Ching and think about being more in the Eastern philosophy than the Western. In the Western, we have to make things happen. We're going to do it. We're going to get angry. In the Eastern, we're like, okay, we're floating down a river.
Yeah, it's the
flow whatever of happens. It's just so empowering if you can do it. Yeah.
And I'll tell you what kind of brought me to this point is that I had I felt the shift more than I initially saw it. And then it kind of almost manifested in front of me on Sunday. And Sunday is when I generally will get together with my local tarot group. There's people that come in, they read tarot, they read runes, they do, mediumship. It's a little bit of everything. And it's always nice to get together. And for a good long time, it's been a lot of the same people, like the core group, right? That goes. And I noticed, probably about a month ago, that we had a couple new people that showed up, which was lovely, excellent, come on in. We're always inviting, and encouraging new members. Well, on Sunday when I got there was a good number of new faces. And the longer I sat there, the more new faces that came in.
That's
And
awesome.
the message was very clear to me. And it was like, yeah, you know what? They're looking for you. These people have known that you exist. They didn't know where you were. Now they know how to look for you, how to find you. And it was everyone. We had a lady who joined, who she said, "Oh, you know what? I've been reading tarot cards from my family and friends for 30 years, but I kind of need to expand, who
There
I'm
you go.
reading for."
Yep.
From that to all the way to someone who said, I was just gifted a deck of tarot cards for Christmas, and I want to know what this is all about.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah. And it's so lovely to see them, to have them in the energy, which is it's a very loving, supportive energy.
Mhm.
And you're right. Well, all of you are right in that this is like the second wave. The people who have kind of prepared for this and have been working on it, just on the periphery of everything, and are now getting closer and closer. Now they want, they're looking for that active participation.
Yeah.
And the more that we have that, the more that, not only does the energy shift, but the more that we get closer to that 5th, 6th, 7th dimension, the more others will see the shining light, the beacon, and everything that is here, and they will come around. So I just, for a good part of it on Sunday, I just kind of sat there and I looked around and I thought, oh my God, this, when
It's giving me the chills.
Yeah.
well, it was just, it was
cry.
so lovely to be in that energy.
Yeah.
Sure.
And, and it's the same energy that I get here when people come in and I see them
Yeah, they're
interacting
new.
with each other
Yeah.
and so on. It's
know.
that same, family.
Like you're in the community. It's like
Yes.
they are in their
Yeah.
tribe. They found their tribe.
Yes.
Tribe is growing.
Yeah.
It reminds me of Field of Dreams. If you build it,
Yeah.
they will come.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And just
That's right.
quickly, hello, Annie Bear, Soul Alchemy, Intuitive Jaguar. Hello,
Oh,
Heather.
oh, that's Heather. Oh, hi, guys.
Yes. Yeah, Heather has changed the name of
Yeah,
her
it's a great
channel.
name for her. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jan McKenzie. We've got Christine Fryer. And if I have missed you, please, please, please know that it is never anything personal. It's just, watching the chat go by really quick. I try to hone in and sometimes I miss it because you know what? I'm not wearing my glasses and I'm old. Okay. So that's what it is. But yeah, I love knowing that everyone is here and sharing that message with us. And I think,
Yeah, and it's important that here I think I really shifted 2 people, right? I'll continue to do that when I have interactions with them. But it's like one at a time.
It is,
And
and that's okay.
Yes.
doing it with love, right? Doing it with love.
Yes, absolutely, Sharon. Yeah.
yep.
And this woman that's so negative, she kissed me several times on the cheek and gave me a huge hug. Like she was just in such a different energy.
Yeah. And
You
isn't
approach
that
her
lovely
differently, too. Yeah.
when that happens?
If we can do that, if we can turn off the first reaction to go, oh God, what's wrong with you? And we can work in the energy of love. It does make a huge difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of our, excuse me, the leader of the local terror group here, he has said several times, and he's one of those people that, he's spiritual, but he can also be very negative, which I don't know how the two work together, but he will say, well, people will come here and we encourage them and we teach them and we share what we know and then they leave. Yes, because you have given them wings.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That is what you're meant
It's
to
hard
do.
though. It's hard when you nourish something and then it
Yeah.
moves away. But I guess you're absolutely right, Marina.
Yeah.
You are.
And it's
Speaking of nourishing someone and and then they go away, I am just so missing my girls. I mean, I had a visit with my youngest daughter during the Christmas break, but yeah, I'm just so missing. I hate this empty nester thing, but I mean, I'm not coping with it. It's just I don't like it.
I know. Yeah, I know. I just
It is what
but
it is. They're out there.
exactly. Yeah, it is what it is. Not
I
a
just
whole
keep
lot we
telling
can do
myself,
about
they've got their own lives, Sharon. Come on.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
why
there's a
you
lot-
raise them. You raise them as these capable human beings to go
Exactly. And
out into the
very
world.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
I'm a
that's
proud mom.
that's the whole idea is to
Yes, it
um,
is. It
you know,
really is.
and it's funny because as we're talking about it, I could see the change in his thinking, like the wheels. It was like they're going, and it's like, wait a minute, back up, hold on, let's do this again. Because yeah, it's all about, you could say, well, I give them everything and they walk away, or you could say, I have taught them what they need to do to survive out there, and here they are. They're grown up. They got their wings. They're moving out on their own.
Yeah.
glass is
Well,
half full,
see
not
more-
half empty.
I would see it more often if we lived in the same province, but we don't, and
Yes.
it's just that's where their lives have taken them. So I mean, so that's how I
Karen, my
tell
kids
myself,
live 40 miles this way and 40 miles that way. They moved out here to be near me, and I see them maybe 4 times a year.
That's how
So-
it happens.
It
It
just,
doesn't matter
but
how
it's not a
close-
malicious thing. It's
It
not
isn't.
malicious. It's just like,
they're so busy with their
They're
lives.
busy.
I remember what it was like for me, when we were younger, and I can remember my mom phoning me up and being quite disgusted that I hadn't phoned her, and I went, "Oh, I'm sorry."
Yeah, I
Just
know.
so busy
They-
with
they're
life.
not- Yeah, they don't
And-
think about it. They don't think
And
about it.
then I'd say to her, "Well, the phone goes both ways. You can call me." Well, she
Yeah.
didn't like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she wants to go
So-
over it.
Yeah,
good.
this week, oddly enough, I think there was only the one question that I got for excuse me, that was posted. And you guys know we don't take questions from the chat, but this one I think is going to give us an opportunity to kind of read on it from several different angles. And I think maybe that's the reason why there was just the one. This one deserves a little deeper look on several different levels. So let me put it up. And this, oh, hold on just a second. Let me go back. This came from, where am I? I want to make sure that because when I copy and pasted it, I didn't quite do it the right way. So, yeah, if anyone can see from my comment who it was.
Oh, it was it was PUHNH, or what was her last name? It was very at the very beginning. I saw you put
Yes,
it
it
up there.
was. Yes, it was.
I'm looking. All right.
Lori Putz. That's what it was.
That's what it is. Okay. Thank
That Lori Putz.
you. Okay.
And and what Lori wanted to know was, is Trump off of his life lesson journey, or did he actually choose to be this bad for our lesson? If the latter, does he still need to go through a life review and be rehabilitated? I think that's
an interesting question.
Excellent. Yeah. So, we can start off with, is he off his path, or is this something that he actually chose? Okay.
So I actually think that there are people that have said he wasn't the problem.
No.
He was just what do you call it, a person that would go in and try to get the problem solved, let's say, because he was a Democrat for
many
50 years or whatever
Yeah.
it was. My feeling is that it's his mental state, and that's what's happening. He may have chosen that he would have that mental state, but I think his mental state drives all of this, and I think also trauma from childhood.
Oh yeah.
So that's just, I'm going to pull a card here and see. Yeah, I can't even believe I got this card. It says Power of the Angel.
Oh,
I mean, that's the total opposite of exactly what he is. Perhaps that it's signs from angels, and I think he's always getting them, but he doesn't see them. He's just oblivious. And some of that feeling that I had also about him was that I was listening to a time traveler the other day, believe it or not, who was actually running for president a few years ago. And he says that he didn't seem, he's a lawyer in Seattle, and he didn't seem to be crazy, but he says, I don't know how anybody could like Joe Biden. He's crazy, and he's this and he's that. And I'm going, what? And he says, everybody sees things so differently. Mm-hmm. Their perception is so different that we see what we believe is there in that person. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I buy that. No. Not with 91 indictments, but, no. All those people don't believe that that's true. And so there's a manipulation thing going on here. He's got that, maybe that's what the angel card is. He's got a savior mentality that he believes he was, and we've seen it. He was divinely sent here from God to do this job.
Yes. God. I don't know who's God. Not my God. But
not my God. Yes, that's right.
What did you get, Val?
Okay. I have a little different perspective on this because I look at Trump and I see a soul who is on a mission, and no one told him he chose what he would come down and do. He may have sat down with his angels and guides in the fifth dimension and said, okay, now these are some of the things I'm going to do. And if I orchestrate this, what is it going to create? This kind of situation for the awakening, chaos, upheaval, and bringing about a whole new way of living your life here on earth, a huge change, a huge catalyst. And he goes, yeah, that is something I would like to experience. Yeah, I'm going to go down and do that. Mm-hmm. So here he is creating the biggest shit pile you've ever seen, creating chaos, creating conflict, shaking up that old guard, making all of the crap rise up so everyone could go, oh man, that's there. I don't want that. So all around the world, all the autocrats like the Trumps are doing their thing, their soul's work. It's just a play. He's a player on the stage. Yeah. He is doing this orchestration. He is not evil. He is not good. He's a soul doing this experience. So as he's doing this experience, creating shit and havoc and whatnot, this allows us to all to make a different choice. True. So is he going to have some retribution? No, you're not punished. You are a soul crossing over. You've done what you came into experience. Do you need to be rehabilitated? No, you're a beautiful soul. You came out of this vessel And you said, you look back and you go, oh, in my life review, yeah, look at all that. This is how you feel about each scene that you're shown. You feel everyone's pain, you feel all the experiences, and you take that wisdom and knowledge, and your soul grows and evolves from it. So none of us are, judged on the other side in any way, nor do we need to be rehabilitated, because we're really here on this beautiful experience of Earth School, and that's what it is. So when we make our ego minds tell us it's something else, it's just for us here to say, things about it. But yeah, so that's not that I make the choice. I don't like the Trump stuff. Okay, I'm not going for that. It's not my thing. He did a good job. He did a great job, because I choose the light.
And how about you, Sharon?
Well, I've always felt like Val, that he's been, and when he said, I'm here to drain the swamp, so we could see the swamp monsters. Well, he did, right?
Yes.
And, yeah. And so because if we'd gone, not that I don't know if Hillary would have been a bad president, it's just that it would have been the status quo, and we would not be, I think a lot of us are trying to see a better way. Right? There's all this hate in this world. And I think us spiritual or light workers, we're here to help people go on a more path towards the light. I drew 3 cards. He's done this. He's shaken up everybody, right? Here's the 5 of Pentacles. And he's, he's certainly not doing stuff for poor people and that kind of stuff. But he's shown us really the state of our spirit. Our spiritual, that we're not spiritual. We're so involved in the day-to-day thing, and and I'm sure many Americans, as Canadians, you don't even think about politics really until it's an election, and you don't really look behind the scenes. The Wizard of Oz, and looking, pulling back the curtain and seeing who's actually controlling things. So I think he was the catalyst too, to blow things up. And here it is, the Death card. It has to be all torn apart, like the Tower card. In order for us to begin anew and actually see the light, that sort of thing. And it's actually leading us towards the 10 of Cups. Aren't those 3 incredible cards? Yeah, we're learning to stick together and love each other and that sort of thing. And I think if he hadn't come along, as horrible as all the things he's done and actually killed people with his COVID stuff and dealing with the whole thing. Unfortunately, it had to be part of to really blow things up, so that we have to say, okay, there's another way. We can't do hate anymore. It's all about money, and also, him. It's all about him. It's all about him. Well, really, there's many of us that really we walk in the world, and it's all about you. It's not for the whole group. It's what's in it for me. We've been pretty selfish. And I think he's just really magnified it. So we're actually looking at ourselves in the mirror, like, we're selfish. We don't like what we see, but he has blown everything up. And we're going to have to start anew, start loving each other, and that kind of thing. You have to tear things down, and he's done it really quickly when you think about it.
Can I interject one more thing? I agree with what you're saying totally. I just want to say to Roxy, I just want to say that if we all came down with love and light, and this was a perfect world, there'd be no reason for Earth School.
No,
so we come down to learn things like having rough experiences as we're growing up, or being bullied, or all these different things. We're learning things as we go along, and eventually we will all choose love, and we won't have those things, and that's what we're going toward. But we won't learn. We're always love on the other side. So Earth School has to be the whole enchilada on the menu, because you need to experience what those things are like when you lose a loved one, when X, Y, Z happens. You have to know what it's like. It makes your soul expand. So
Yeah,
That's
and
why
so
some lessons really stick with us forever and ever. And those are the lessons that have the most impact on us, right?
Yeah. Right.
So I think it was back in 21 that I posted a video, and one of the sections of the video was, is Trump a necessary evil? And the answer at that time, and for me still remains, yes. Yes, he was. In order, you don't know what needs to change until you see that something isn't working. So if everything happens in the shadows, behind closed doors, away from prying eyes or whatnot, things carry on and you don't know where to begin to make the changes. And a lot of the people who are ardent Trump supporters and who absolutely believe everything that he says and so on, those people would have existed and do exist even outside of Trump. The difference is he gave them permission to vocalize and to
They hate who he hates. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, to show the world who they really were instead of who they wanted us to believe they were. So a lot of the people that were in government or in any position where they had authority over someone else, if you were to ask them, are you a xenophobe? How do you feel about the LGBTQ community? Do you consider yourself a racist? They would say no to all those things because you're asking. They don't want to be perceived in that unflattering light. So naturally, they're not going to tell you that, yes, they are. What Trump did with his, and continues to do, is he is helping those people self-identify so that we know who they are. So now we can see where the problem is. Now we know what we need to do in order to change that. Now we can open up the dialogue and at least talk about the fact that some people are just going to follow him no matter what. In the absence of any information to the contrary, they are going to believe everything that he says. And those are the people that I think are going to need our compassion the most, because just like when there's abuse in the family, it never goes from being perfect one day to falling apart the next. It's a slow progression. It happens over time so that the victim never sees themselves as the victim. They're just always taking responsibility and, they blame everyone else. And, well, you don't know him the way I do. He's just a lovely man and you don't see him.
Yeah.
It's
all perception. It's all it really is.
So now that, go ahead. Sorry,
I
Aley.
just think, no, that's all right, Marina. I didn't want to interrupt you, but I still think that we do our own life review at the end. And we feel those people that we have done bad things to or for or whatever, we feel how they felt when that happened. And my God, is he responsible for a lot of bad shit. So I'm feeling like, and nobody else, he's going to do it to himself. That's going to be his rehabilitation, if it is. I mean, like Val said, maybe that, we're all come in here as a perfect person, but somewhere along the road, you do.
He didn't come as, I mean, when you incarnate, you have a role to play and you're coming in and you forget that you're this spiritual being. So of course, his life, he picked parents who are going to hone him in to be a sociopath. He picked situations that were going to put him next to mob bosses. This was a path chosen to hone him and get him to where he could walk this path.
That's right.
Just like we picked our parents. And usually we either overcome that or we become more of it.
Well, he's done it so great.
We do our own life path review
We do.
And
Yeah.
that's just how we experience it. It's an experience, and there's no one up there going in a rule.
Yeah, you did this wrong. You did. It's you. Yes, it's
No.
you. You're your own worst judge. Yeah.
And can I just say that the universe is set up so that we are here as sparks of God doing this, because God was up there as this energy form going, oh man, I feel bliss, I'm love, this is God in the energy form. And you know what? I want to experience myself. Boom, 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 boom. Here we are. So
Yeah, we chose to be here, that's for sure. But you know, as I said before, he's blown up things so quickly that we have to really take a look at what's important to us. And I think that's why he's here.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He points out all the negative things. And I think that in some way, I mean, I can kind of, oddly enough, as a Libra, I can see it from both sides. Because yes, this is something that he chose, or that he knew kind of that on the other side that this was going to be part of the experience. But as someone experiencing a human life, every step along the way, he had free will.
Oh yeah.
Right. So he could have, in spite of having the parents that he had, he could have chosen a different path. He could have made different decisions. So, that if you look at it as kind of a bigger picture, this is his purpose, I think, was to shine the light on everything that needed to be brought down, everything that needed to be changed, everything that needed to be exposed to daylight, to sunshine, to whatever, so that you can say, look, not everything that you hear on the news is true.
Yeah.
You have to use your own discernment and so on and so forth.
Yeah. And I see him up there before incarnating, going with beings coming to him, Council of Nine, for instance. Hey, can you go down and do this? We have this, we need someone to be a catalyst. Can you take on this role for us? Okay, I'll do it. And he comes down and does it. And, so I'm just saying again, the universe wanted to experience itself in all ways. It's already love and bliss. What's the other side of that? To give us, you won't know how beautiful love and bliss is till you experience the other side of the coin, because there's no way to compare.
No comparison.
So that's what we're here for.
And we all chose to be here at this time. We're part of it.
Yes, we're part of this awakening of the earth. And we are being watched all over the universe, the multiverse, because this is such a phenomenal experiment we're in. So, and it is succeeding. So
it is. There are many, many, many souls that are just, on the sidelines saying, come on, are you finished? Are you finished? Are you done yet? Is it my turn? Because yet they want to experience this. And you're absolutely right, Val. It's very difficult to truly, let's say, to truly feel the sorrow of having lost a child
until you go
lost a child.
Yes,
I can imagine what it feels like. I can try to put myself in your shoes, but I don't really know how you feel until I have that experience.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's life-changing. I can attest to that.
Yes. And there's so many things that that we need to learn. How do you appreciate kindness if you've never felt what it is to be treated unkindly?
So then when you're on the other side, you truly appreciate
that
unbelievable bliss and connectedness with all things. That love energy is so all-consuming. When people have NDEs, near-death experiences, they don't want to come back.
No, they
don't.
Exactly.
So blissful. And that is our true state. That's our true nature.
Yeah.
So,
And it just makes us appreciate what we have on the other side more. And I
Yep.
think it's one of the things that helps us to be light workers, in that we do have, I think, not a better sense, because it makes it sound like, we're the step above someone. We're not.
No.
But I think we have more of an appreciation for some of the things that maybe others might find a little uncomfortable. And we can kind of see it and present it in a different way, so that all of a sudden it becomes more visible. It's something that we can talk about. And until you're able to talk about something, it's just,
and
continue to do its thing.
Yeah, from the perspective that you're talking of, Marina, and that we've discussed here, it's about there are no victims. You are a powerful being here doing what you powerfully came down to choose to do as a spiritual being, projecting down into this avatar, so you can feel your power, so you can step into your divine power while you are here on the earth plane. How fun is that? We just have to get through all the ego mind trip stuff.
Yes.
And step into that. So, it's quite the grand adventure.
Yeah,
Sure
it is.
Sure
And
is.
it all comes down, ultimately, what we are deciding now going forward, especially with Pluto in Aquarius, is how do we become more inclusive? How do we get rid of some of the ideas and institutions that we have put in place that no longer serve us?
Yes.
We have now identified those that are failing. What are we going to replace it with? So this is, as much as it's an uncomfortable, it's kind of like back in the day when you bought a new pair of jeans and they were stiff and you just had to wear them all the time until you broke them in. It kind of almost feels like that.
And Dr. Scholl's, your feet were bleeding. You had to keep wearing them to break them in.
Oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
On an opposite note, I ordered a pair of hiking boots from MEC, which is Mountain Equipment Co-op. So anyways, they're so comfortable. There's no break-in. They're just amazing.
Where were they in 1973?
Exactly. When I was hiking. All those blisters.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Thank goodness we have gotten to where we are. And I remember reading, and this was quite a while back, about had the Chinese fortune cookie that says "May you live in interesting times," and how it was meant to be kind of a little bit of a snub.
Yeah.
No, I tend to think, oh my gosh, I'm so lucky I live in interesting times.
Yeah.
Because I'm here to witness it all. I'm here to be part of it all.
Yeah.
I'm
here to be part of the movement.
Yeah.
Yes.
Part of this awakening.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. Grab a hold of the next person that is coming up, that needs to be encouraged, nurtured, whatever. I'm here. Let me help you. And yeah. It's what we do, and you know what? I think we're doing a good job of it, even if I do say so myself.
Aren't we blessed that we have this technology that we can get together as a tribe? That wasn't possible before.
No.
You had, I always had a few people, around me that were spiritual, that sort of thing. But also my mother, she was amazing. But we're lucky that we have this technology that we can get together and converse and
from all over the world, and we can not only share ideas and whatnot, but we can see how similar we are.
Yeah,
that's right.
We can see how much we have in common versus how
what our differences are. Right.
What our differences are.
Exactly.
And, so anyway, we are this worked out perfectly. We are at 59 minutes and 31 seconds. fantastic.
Yeah.
I think that if we had had any more questions, we would not have been able to have this great
That was a
discussion.
humdinger.
Mhm.
Yes.
Dinger
Yeah.
indeed.
Yeah, it was absolutely wonderful. So thank you to everyone who was here in the chat with us. And thank you for encouraging each other and being there and supportive of each other. That you have no idea how much that means to me. And I know how much it means to the other ladies as well. So
Thank you.
for that, I thank you.
Yeah.
And to Aley and Val and Sharon, thank you for doing this with me. And
It's my
next time, it's Sharon's turn. Yeah, we're going to
There
be
you go,
on
Sharon.
Sharon's turn.
All right.
So
Great.
you all take care. Have a super wonderful, fantastic night. And I will see you all later. As
There you
will
go.
the rest of us. Okay, take care.
Bye,
Bye.
everybody.